we can start. Welcome everybody to the May Bytown Economic Development Committee meeting. Is anybody else getting feedback? Or is that just me? Is that any better? No. We'll call the meeting to order at 8 o'clock. Any public comments?
Don't know if this is the appropriate time, but I'd love to give an update for Mount Snow.
That's down at the bottom. There's a time for that under item 8. So we'll let you do.
Okay, I'll hold on. Thanks.
I do have public comment. Tomorrow is my last day with the town of Dover. So this will be my last Bytown meeting with you all. Not saying where I'm going right now, but it's not too far. So you'll see me around, but I want to thank you all for working with me in this group and in other capacities. It's been a pleasure, and I definitely will miss it. So thank you, and that's my comment. All right. Any additions or changes to the agenda today? See none. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the March 6th meeting? Vicky motions. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Gretchen seconds. Any comment? All in favor? Aye. All right. Housing committee update. We have not met in a little bit. Just kind of schedules and everything else going on. I will touch base with Gretchen about who's going to carry that torch after I'm gone, and hopefully you'll have some updates on housing next month or 2 months from now. All right. Any questions for me on housing? All right. Marketing committee.
So the marketing committee, let's see, has been working on, of course, the finalizing the summer campaign. And that campaign will start next week, I believe. And so things are going smoothly there. We did have to make a decision on the use of TikTok because their sale had been extended until June 19th, and that's going to be right smack in the middle of our campaign. And so the committee decided to not use TikTok and go with a lesser known, but I think that it will be up and coming. So we're gonna try that out. And we finalized the summer trifold, and that will be going down, of course, to the chamber, as well as to the Guilford Welcome Center on 91. And we worked on discussing an email sign-up contest, and so prizes and things like that for that. And we did have a vote on the use of Bandwango and including that into all of Bytown marketing. So Wilmington and Dover would be participating. And right now Bandwango is just in Dover. And we decided to put a hold on that because we didn't feel like that there was really enough information to move forward. So, any questions? Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Gretchen. Moving right along, we'll hop into the economic data reporting. Gretchen, do you want to start?
Sure. Shannon, can you, allow me to share screen? Let's see. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with the 1% local option tax. So once again, it's showing that our February payment from last year had increased by 35%. And once again, the payments, so last year was 71 days, and this year it's 94 days. So was there really, you know, an increase? So I calculated out a per day, using both pieces, and 2023 per day, 1% revenue was 1,516.65. And 2024 was 1,548.29. Yes, there's an increase, but is that increase just from, you know, product being more expensive in 2024 than 2023? So, that percentage is pretty low. So anyway, and then I'm going to move to, let's see, meals and rooms. So this is broken out from 2011, and again for 2024, of course, you know, it's so delayed. We haven't gotten the first quarter reporting from the state as of yet. But for last year, the meals increased by 2%, rooms increased by 5.3%, alcohol 6.5%, and then sales were down by 1%. So I don't know, does anybody have any questions? And would you like me to send this out to everyone? Okay.
All right, thank you, Gretchen.
Gretchen, I have a question, sorry. I think you mentioned in the last reporting period that you were calculating for inflation. Did I understand that right?
Yeah, so this last payment that we got on the 1% local option tax.
Yes, yeah, the first update you did, I thought I heard you say that it was, you know, with inflation, it wasn't really that much of an increase. And then these most recent ones you just reported with a 2% increase against a 3% inflation. So
Yeah.
we're flat. So not up. Is that the takeaway?
Right. Yes, I mean, like a meals of 2%, I feel like is inflation.
Right.
Yeah.
So volume, we're not necessarily having more people, we're just seeing a 2% increase because food
Yeah.
costs went up 2%.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Adam, for clarification.
So the town of Dover received $207,688.82 in 1% tax. That same payment last year was $171,160.89. So we're looking at a 21% increase in that number. We did not do the calculation the way Gretchen did for inflation. So I'm guessing it's somewhere around the same. Any
Eric, was
Yes,
your
Eric,
reporting period the same? Longer days?
I'm assuming so. We received our Gretchen, we received our payment February 5th. Is that when you got yours?
I don't have that information. I know that it went through February 4th.
Yeah, so that's what we were reporting on, is that period.
So it was the same then. For meals and rooms, it was a 23-day difference. And for sales and use tax, it was a 20-day difference. I don't know why they calculate it so ridiculously.
Yeah, and just so you're all aware, I mean, there is talk at the state level about the 1% and the fact that, all of a sudden they found this excess pool of money of the 1% that we've been paying in, and they were requesting letters to our local legislators to ask them to, do the right thing and return that money to the towns who have been paying it. Also a discussion about how big a percentage the state actually takes of that money. So I don't necessarily have any updates on where that conversation has gone since, but I just know that they're talking about it. Any other questions on the 1%? Okay. We'll move into other business. You all need to set a July meeting date.
So it's on here because it's scheduled for July 3rd, and typically you would want to move that when it happens around then.
Yeah, thank you, Shannon.
Can we move it to July 10th?
It's crazy. So should we do the following? The
I
10th?
think Vicky's audio is a little warbled, but I think she suggested the 10th.
Oh, okay. Yes, that works for me. I just have a hard stop at 9. Everybody else good with that? Good with it.
Okay. July 10th. Second item under other business, open seats reorganization.
So from my understanding, Bill Benyon is our vice chair. Unfortunately, he's not here today. But I know that they are also in transition, I believe, there. So it probably does not make sense. We need to do a reorganization anyway, because we usually do that after town meeting, and we didn't do that in April. So do we have enough people here to do that reorganization? Do you feel, how many people are we missing here?
You have a quorum. You are missing Christine, Bill, Charlie, and Bethany.
Right. So we're missing
I
4
would
people.
recommend we warn that reorganization for our July meeting and identify interested parties.
Okay. And so for the July meeting, Shannon and I will work together on an agenda, and I will run the meeting as the other paid staff person, so for this.
And
Does
do
that
we
make
know when
sense?
Bill is what the transition looks like?
No, not at all. I knew that they were interviewing.
So, and should we ask Bill about his ability to run that meeting
Sure.
before? I mean,
Yes.
I'm sure
that
he will
makes sense.
defer to you guys, but rather than jump in front of him.
Right. I can email Bill. Okay. Oh, we don't have to.
Your chair's ringing.
It's okay.
little bit of, you know, stuff.
Yes, Bill.
We have a forum.
No, we had a quorum. We had a quorum. But you're a little bit on the hot seat. So Eric announced that he's leaving.
Oh,
His last day is tomorrow. And did you know you're the vice chair?
I am vice chair.
So we have chosen our next date to be July 10th, not on July 4th,
July
or
3rd.
3rd, rather.
Excellent.
Are you able to run that meeting?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, okay,
All right.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So we all set with that?
yes.
All right, let's jump into updates. We'll start with Wilmington.
So you're probably really sick of hearing about these projects, but that's what I got. So the Hoot Toot and Whistle Trail, reconstruction to make that more accessible for strollers and adaptive wheelchairs will be happening this summer. We have hired Saladino Property Management to do that construction. It's been super challenging with the state and the requirements that needs to go into the contracts. Has been overwhelming, but we're getting closer. We did have a kickoff meeting last week, and he's hoping to start really soon once the contract is signed. The East Main Street Sidewalk project, the plans have been finalized by the state of Vermont. They put their seal on it with a couple of caveats, and we are hopeful to be getting that out to bid within the next month. My concern with that is there going to be contractors that are available to do it, and it might be out of our price range because they will most likely be bidding higher than normal. And our water and sewer project out on Route 9 East, we have final plans, and I'm obtaining easements slowly, but steadily. So I'm hoping to get those within the next month finalized. The other update is, I'm sure that you've all heard about the East Main Street building that has the boarded up windows, has gone to the Development Review Board to tear this building down. And they are still working through that. They had a site visit a couple weeks ago, and they have another meeting, I believe, coming up. It was supposed to be that same day in the evening, and Mr. Silverstein was not available to attend that meeting, so they had to reschedule it for a few weeks, I think. And I think that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions for Gretchen? Thank you. We'll go to Dover. Vicky, did you want to start?
Skip because my audio is so bad.
Okay. So updates from us. Just getting into the summer or the beginning of summer groove here. We have Sinuosity out doing maintenance and cleanup on Horace Hill. You know, obviously hoping to see expanded numbers there again. I think we'll see that trend continue where people are coming to Dover to use that recreation area, and that's really what it was intended for, is to get people here into town when there's no snow on the ground. So hopefully see that trend continue. Yeah, like I said in my public comment, I am headed out, but you know, leaving the department for now in the completely capable hands of my amazing assistant director Shannon. And I've given her, you know, all the information she needs to kind of keep things rolling. So, you know, no worries there. Our STR registration is open with minimal issues, which is just great. you know, questions here and there, but realistically, everything's going smoothly and the process is working the way that we intended it to. And, you know, I think our biggest issue now is, you know, with that is people calling and saying, well, I only rent 14 times a year. And what they don't, I think what they don't necessarily understand is that we have access to all of that data. And we can kind of turn around and say, well, you've already rented 25 times just this year. So, you know, and they're like, oh, okay, you know, I'll register. So it's, you know, there's no big surprises coming out of that, which is really nice. And it's really been a smooth process once that thing hit the ground. So the only other thing I have, I think I mentioned to you all last time that we were working on a grant. We had been invited to apply in the second round of a land and water conservation grant. And so we submitted that. No news on that yet. It was for a skate park here in Dover. So no news on that yet. And, you know, if we end up getting it, you know, again, Shannon has all the information that we need to do that if it's something the town decides to move forward with. So, yeah, that's what I have for updates. Any questions for Dover? All right, great. Bill, you're up.
I'm up already. Okay, so I guess last time we met was what, early March. Yeah. Great end of the season. You know, March was strong other than our last weekend of March. So I'm sure Leah can appreciate April is probably our busiest month. Most people around town are asking, what do you do with all your time? Where did you go? And I assume you're taking time off. It's probably the biggest crunch month of all, between closing the resort maintenance, which starts immediately, and we already are clocking to opening day, making sure we get there. All that work has to happen. It's also our busy budget and planning time. So yeah, we've been busy welcoming new members. We continue to grow even as recently as this week. Welcomed a couple new members to the fold into town. So that's good. You know, the business is healthy, the product is good, well staffed. The whole industry is keeping an eye, maybe thinking or following this a little bit. I think Chris Mays and Reformer might have done something on visas in our seasonal program. As an industry, keeping a close eye on it. Lots of reasons to think there's no impact, but everybody's of course planning with options B and C as if. We'll see how that impacts everybody come late summer and fall. And open to questions.
Thank you, Bill.
Easy.
Leah, you're up.
Thanks, Eric, and good morning to all of you. I am really pleased to report that we have a wonderful, strong finish to our 70th anniversary season. We did have beautiful weather there at the end. Not a lot of snow in March. That was a bit of a challenge, but I'm just really grateful to the incredible team and our mountain operations team that were really able to deliver there as we moved over to Corinthia and provide really great skiing all the way up until the very last day. We are now really busy, just like Bill said, preparing for the summer and beginning to work into our budget process. So our golf club is going to be open. We're planning that for May 16th to October 19th. Our scenic chairlift rides in the bike park are anticipated to operate from June 21st until October 13th. We have the Mount Snow outdoor exploration camp for kids to be able to explore the Green Mountain National Forest. That's going to be held from June 16th to August 22nd. We also are going to start hosting our Friday night base area block parties soon and throughout the summer. We'll have the Independence Day fireworks celebration on the 5th of July and the 2025 Maxis Eastern State Cup Intense Downhill Series Gravity Mountain Bike Racing, the July 12th to 13th, as well as the 30th annual Mount Snow Brewers Festival coming up. Eric and Vicki, I want to say thank you for taking the time to meet with us in person earlier this month. Lots of learnings, and we really appreciate that. And we're just continue to be appreciative of the ongoing partnership here and support and the collaboration. So thank you all.
Awesome. Any questions for Leah? Thank you, Leah. Adam, BDCC.
Hey, yeah, could you let me in the waiting room?
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Just switching from my phone over to my desktop. Yeah, we are really excited for our summit. We've got some exciting news about the summit. That's going to be at the Grand Summit later this month. We have Dr. Collins, who is the Boston Fed Chair, attending. So we're really honored by that attendance. There's going to be just a couple of opportunities to engage with Dr. Collins. We're not exactly sure how or in what fashion. We're still working through that with her staff, but a real coup for that event and for the region to have her in attendance. We're really excited to be on Monday bringing on our new staff person who will be coordinating the STRIVE program, which is a National Science Foundation funded program. So if you read the news, you'll appreciate the fact that program is had to go through the gauntlet of all the cuts to that those funding sources, and is, as of today, still being funded. So that program is for the bottom 4 counties, for us to connect with businesses that are STEM based, to connect with the school systems, and really try to create a system of awareness of STEM based opportunities, STEM based funding opportunities. So the carve out of STEM, when you think of what STEM, it can be so much. What it can't be is healthcare. So not included are any of our hospitals and the such, but anyone else who is at all related, we have the opportunity to support them with grant writing assistance. So we'll have funding and capacity to assist folks with applying for grants, and then also just creating a really dynamic network from employers to the secondary schools to post-secondary schools. This is in partnership with Landmark, CCV, and Bennington College, as well as the statewide EPSCoR, UVM, and the Leahy Rural Center. So really excited by that opportunity. And then just have a lot of things going on with our lending, small business support. So, keep your eye out for different updates on those events. On a bit of sad news, losing a long-term colleague and friend, Bobby Kilburn, is leaving BDCC for an amazing opportunity. So we're really excited for her. And as a bit of a commentary, I'll share that we've been going through the hiring process, in notable difference in availability of higher level senior leadership type applicants. As we all know, CFOs are hard to replace. We redesigned the job description for controller. So we are finding a lot of folks in the woods who are saying, oh, I moved here, I work remote, I'm afraid my remote job's going away, I want to stay. So it's great. So hopefully other folks will start to see those kind of opportunities as they seek talent as well. I'll leave it there. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. Any questions for Adam? Oh, all right. We don't have Christine at the Moover today. I'm wondering, is everybody okay with maybe Sam Kondracki from Wilmington Works hopping in there and giving us an update from their organization? Sam, are you okay with that? Not to put you on the spot.
Sure. Sorry I can't use my camera right now. Zoom is acting kind of wonky for me. I will update, just carrying on from our business plan competition. Our 2 new businesses, Cherry Press Printmaking, should have their soft opening Memorial Day weekend, which is exciting. They've been working really hard in their space. And Local Loop, which will be occupying a vacant building downtown, is planned to open in July, pending some permitting things. Wilmington Works is just getting ready for our big downtown events, our village strolls and the Blueberry Block Party. And then I will do a little side update that Wilmington Rec Commission is bringing back swimming lessons to the town of Wilmington for the first time in like 25 plus years. So that's going to be really exciting for the town to offer those. That's all I got.
Any questions for Sam? Thank you, Sam. And last but not least, Shannon, do you want to provide us with an update from the chamber?
I can. So we kicked off event season. The Vermont Craft Beer and Chili Stroll was March 28th. It was a great event. We had about 400 attendees, which is a nice start. La Casita won the chili contest. Our golf tournament is June 16th, so that's coming soon. If you'd like to play or support, let me know. Fireworks will be at Hayford Field on July 2nd, so that's a Wednesday, which is weird, but I think it's going to be great. And then what everybody's very excited to know, we are in our final stages of hiring a new executive director. So I'm hoping to wrap that up and maybe have a signed offer letter, hopefully next week. Bethany is still working for us part-time, which is an amazing resource. She's doing everything in the evenings that she can for all of the events coming. We're still growing members, so we're up to about 170, which is awesome. Doing a little bit of house cleaning. We actually painted the inside of the chamber. So for all of you that have worked there, that's very exciting. We're working on that, but hoping to have a new executive director to sit here on our July meeting, I think would be lovely, because I can't do everybody's jobs. So that's it.
Really?
All right. Any questions for Shannon? Thank you, Shannon. All right. So, just as a reminder, your next meeting is scheduled now for July 10th at 8 a.m. And Shannon and Gretchen will be in touch with the agenda. Good luck. And can I have a motion to adjourn?
For that motion, Eric, just want to, you open the meeting with your departure, but for the record and for the minutes, love to, on behalf of everybody, thank you for being chair for quite a few years. Forget exactly how many, and all of your service. Thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
I'll second that
Yes.
and the motion.
Yes, I agree. We're gonna
Thank
miss you,
you all.
Eric.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. I'll miss you.
Been great working
Thank you
with
very
you.
much.
Thank you. All right. We have Bill's motion. So thank you everybody for coming, and talk soon.
Bye-bye.